New property data has found the fast tracking of the federal government's home guarantee scheme will almost double the number of properties first home buyers should be able to afford. As of October the 1st, so just weeks away, the scheme will mean buyers only need a 5% deposit. Cotality has crunched some of these numbers and their head of research, Eliza Owen, joins us now. Eliza, we've got much more housing stock for those who are just entering the property market. What have you found in this research?
Gemma, good morning. Yes, we found that looking at markets where the median value is up to the new thresholds of the scheme, it's a real expansion of house and unit markets that become available. So at the moment, there's probably about a third of house and unit markets across Australia that go up to the current thresholds. Once that's expanded, it goes up to about 63%. That includes 52% of house markets and almost 94% of unit markets. So no doubt this scheme, which would already boost demand given its expansion with the lifting of income caps, will now also see demand spread further given the extra coverage of the scheme with those limited price caps.
As we should just recap at this point, what the scheme is and what exactly changes on October 1st.
Absolutely. So at the moment, a eligible first home buyer could go in with a participating lender to get a home loan with as little as a 5% deposit. And the idea is that the government guarantees up to 15% of the loan. And that means that that borrower wouldn't have to pay lenders mortgage insurance, which is a cost that can be tens of thousands of dollars for going in under a 20% deposit. So initially, this was sort of limited. Places had grown a little bit. It's currently at about 35,000 places a year. But from October 1, what they're doing is removing income caps. So any eligible first home buyer on any income level can now access this scheme. They're lifting the lid on places, so it's not limited to 35,000 a year. And they've vastly increased the price caps on the scheme. So it's going to enable more markets to be included here as well.
And in that research that you've done, you found that Brisbane will see the largest proportional increase for units available. What do you mean by that?
So basically, when we look at the change in the portion of units that are eligible under the scheme, that goes up to almost 98% of unit markets. And this is significant because there's been big price increases across the city over the past 5 years, values rising over 70% across the entire dwelling market. So it's been very hard for prospective first home buyers to keep up. That expansion is going to probably boost demand in the short term because there would be a lot of latent first home buyer demand of people that have been waiting to get into those markets.
And what about houses? Where are you seeing the biggest change there in terms of that availability to first home buyers?
So availability has gone up to almost 50% in Sydney, and that comes alongside a $600,000 increase to the price cap of the scheme across Sydney and certain regional centres in New South Wales. Having said that, though, because markets are rising, it could be that some suburbs fall out of that pretty quickly. So, for example, if you take a market like Punchbowl, where houses are sitting just under that 1.5 million point, they're growing at a pretty significant pace, and by November could be outside the price threshold for this scheme. So it's hard to have price caps set which can be lagging the movement in the market. And I guess that's why so many people are saying if you want to take advantage of the scheme, you've got to get in quick.
We've also got other areas. I mean, there's been the increase in Sydney, of course, but nearby areas come under that same, boost in the property value that you can acquire. For example, the Illawarra, Newcastle, Lake Macquarie regions. That cap has increased to the $1.5 million mark as well.
That's right. So that significantly increases the amount of markets that can be accessed in those major regional centres. It might even tempt some first home buyers into markets that are outside of Greater Sydney. And I think there's a lot of potential for unit markets to be utilised under the scheme as well, given there's so much coverage there.